When we talk about love that grows in silence, about feelings that don't need to be explained in words but can still shake the heart of anyone who sees them, the name Taekook will always come to mind for ARMYs. Taehyung and Jungkook, two bright stars in the BTS sky, have repeatedly shown a dynamic that is so strong yet still mysterious, beautiful, and emotional. And now, that love seems to be flowing to the surface. Taehyung opens his heart, and Jungkook, without hesitation, fills it with warm, gentle, and meaningful love. Is this just friendship, or something more? The universe seems to hint that there is something deeper than just the companionship of these two global idols. Recently, in an unexpected live broadcast, Taehyung showed a very different side of himself. His face was calmer, but his eyes held a sea of emotions. He spoke about how he learned to open his heart, how he used to shut himself off from many things, and now he is trying to be more honest about his feelings. And behind all those words, who is sitting close to his heart? Jungkook. Fans who have been following Taekook's emotional journey don't need any further clues. Every sentence Taehyung utters feels like a silent call, that he is revealing something that has been hidden all along. Jungkook doesn't say much, but his actions and gaze speak louder than 1,000 words. Every time Taehyung looks sad, anxious, or silent, Jungkook is the first to turn to him. Perhaps not everyone notices it, but ARMY knows. Jungkook has a special radar for Taehyung. When Taehyung feels vulnerable, Jungkook will sit quietly beside him, not to ask questions, but to be present. And that is the purest form of love, a presence that doesn't demand an explanation. Jungkook is the type who reads emotions from even the smallest of movements. When Taehyung takes a heavier breath than usual, Jungkook knows. When Taehyung smiles, but his eyes don't follow suit, Jungkook can see the hidden sadness behind it. Jungkook never forces Taehyung to speak, but he always provides a safe space. A space not filled with demands, only sincerity. In many instances, we witness how Jungkook becomes a silent shield for Taehyung. When there are awkward moments on stage, when Taehyung looks confused, Jungkook, without hesitation, takes his arm, guiding his steps, as if saying, "I'm here. Just follow me." No dialogue, no drama, only instinct and silent love. And in every movement, there is such deep love, which can only come from a relationship that is truly rooted. What is most touching is when Jungkook quietly becomes a source of strength when Taehyung feels invisible. In an old clip, when Taehyung sits alone backstage with a tired face, Jungkook comes over, calls him softly, and gives him a hug from behind. The hug wasn't big, it wasn't dramatic, but it was full of meaning. Jungkook doesn't just know when to be there, he knows how to be there. Not as a big star, not as a bandmate, but as someone who loves in silence and understands in calmness. Let's talk about those moments. The ones that make us hold our breath. The ones that make us ask, is this love? Remember the concert in Busan, when the spotlight was on Taehyung standing alone, and Jungkook slowly approached him. Then looked at him with eyes that seemed to know only one world. Taehyung? At that moment, the grand stage turned into a small room, containing only the two of them. Or when they looked at each other during a live broadcast, saying nothing, but smiling as if the world outside no longer mattered. Even small interactions like touching someone's shoulder, quietly laughing at a joke, or simply walking side by side. All of these contain an energy that is difficult to explain. There are feelings that can only be felt, not spoken. In the past, Taehyung often kept his distance. He was like someone who built a high wall to protect himself from getting hurt. But over time, that wall slowly crumbled, and behind it stood Jungkook, waiting patiently. Now I feel more open. I'm not afraid to show my softer side, Taehyung said in one of his interviews. That statement made many ARMY hearts tremble, because we know that courage doesn't come from nowhere, it comes from trust. And that trust he gave to Jungkook. While the world sees Jungkook as the golden magne, many forget that behind all that extraordinary talent, he is someone who is caring, protective, and extremely loyal, especially to Taehyung. When Taehyung faced criticism, Jungkook was the one who quietly approached him, giving him a hug without saying much. When Taehyung feels lost, Jungkook reminds him of who he is. And when everything feels heavy, Jungkook becomes the anchor holding Taehyung steady. They are not just friends. They are two hearts filling each other's empty spaces. This question echoes in the minds of fans. But perhaps love is not something that needs a label. Perhaps love is how Taehyung feels at peace when he's near Jungkook. How Jungkook always knows when to be there, without being asked. How the two of them create a small world, amidst the spotlight of the world, that only they understand. Every smile, every touch, even the silence between them is a form of communication more honest than words. And love, maybe it's that simple. It's no secret that Taekook holds a special place in the hearts of armies. They are a symbol of boundless love, of the courage to accept and be loved. They teach us that love doesn't always have to be announced. Sometimes, love just needs to be felt and embraced in silence. Every interaction between them warms our hearts, sometimes hurts them, and often makes us sigh deeply. Because we know we're witnessing something real, something pure. If Taehyung has opened his heart, then it's clear who's most worthy of filling it, Jungkook. And if Jungkook is the guardian of that love, then Taehyung is the reason why that love remains alive. Taekook is not just a visually stunning couple. They are the story of two hearts that met at the right time, grew together, and now, perhaps are loving each other in their own way. And we, as witnesses, can only say, "Oh my God, this love is too beautiful to hide."